Hello everyone, welcome back to Dear Dance. My name is Haley Grove. If this is your first time here, welcome. I have an amazing guest today. I'm really excited to chat with her. I have Órla. She is so cool. I don't know her personally, but from the stalking I've done, I'm very impressed. She's also friends with one of my dear friends. Shout out Brian Wong. So Órla is a dancer from the UK, and she moved here to dance at the Ailey School. She has participated in New York Fashion Week, in Juliet and Romeo and Juliet, which I'm excited to hear about, and she's recently been cast in a new show about immigration to the US. She is a lover of all things fashion and creativity, and that keeps her mind at ease, which is so on brand with me and everything. I'm so glad that she reached out and that Brian got us connected, because I just think she's super cool and she's all about the same stuff I'm about, and just creativity, crafting. She's very crafty, so I'm really excited to chat with her and hear her story. So as always, I want to hype up my guests, and I want to share an amazing video of her. You'll see her. She has gorgeous red hair that I'm so jealous of, so keep your eyes peeled for her in this video and check it out.
I want to be a part of it. New York, New York, New York. Bum bum, make 'em say ooh la la. Go ahead and hit 'em, shake it like you know it, you a superstar. Ooh, I'm from the east to the west, like ooh, I make it loud, nothing less. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now here we come, yeah, here we come. New York.
I'm obsessed. I love it. That is just like, oh, it just looks like it felt good to do. Okay, so enough of my blabbing. Let's give a big round of applause. Bring her on in. Let me get the applause. Welcome. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to chat with you, and apologies to anyone who hears my cats playing with some ping pong balls they just found and are very excited about in the background, so hopefully you can't hear that. But welcome to Dear Dance. We're going to start off right with a craft. I know that you love to bead and you make jewelry, and that's something that you do in your free time. I feel like we're kind of similar in the fact that like to stay creative, but like you can't be dancing and sweating all the time, so it's good to just like
Exactly.
calm your mind, do some other things. So we're doing some beading today. I maybe don't have the proper supplies, but you probably do. So let's see, what kind of stuff do you have?
I have this like fishing like string.
Chicken string? Is that
And
what?
that's what I use. Yeah, Rexy strings, and I use that
Yeah,
to like
I love
do
that. I
jewelry.
have some of that somewhere and I couldn't find it. So I have this like very thin string. So we'll see if I'm even able to get it out of this container.
I'm
But
sure it'll work.
yeah, like that's the whole point also of doing this, is because I like to challenge myself to make things and fail at them because I feel like so often as dancers it's like perfectionism haunts us all the time. So it's always good practice to like mess up, which I do often, especially when I'm crafting.
The first few times I tried to make, I messed up every single time. I
Yeah.
like ruined beads.
What kind of bead, like jewelry, do you like to make?
I like to use like a typical children
I
things
love it.
like this. Just
Yes,
like
that's kind of
all
like
those
what I
things.
have. I have these
Yeah,
like
and
little
then I
letter
have
beads. I love that. Oh, you've
yeah,
got
I
like a
have
full
letters as
set.
well. I have a full. I yeah.
I love that.
This is true.
I'm gonna like attempt to use this very fine string, and if we're capable of it, while we bead and just kind of like chill, I'd love to hear a little bit about your journey with dance. I know you told me you were from Manchester, which is so cool. Like, another similarity that we have is like we crossed the pond to dance. I went to England and you came to America. So I'd love to know a little bit about how you started and what your training was like in England and how you decided to come over here to the Ailey School.
So my dance training basically did because I did Irish dancing, and I went into that because my sisters and I always had to go to the classes because my mum couldn't be bothered to like consider, so I had to just go and be there. And she said that I was always like set aside, so they just decided to put me into it. And then I was doing like competitions in that for quite a while. And then they told me that I had to do like ballet to help with my technique for that. And I didn't really want to do it at first, but then I ended up liking it. So then I went to like a ballet school in the UK called Elmhurst Ballet School, but I actually ended up doing I wanted to do more versatile things of dance, versatile styles. I wanted to do everything basically, like hip hop, country, musical theatre. So I like asked my mum, I started to go to New York. I was like, I really want to go there on holiday. And I was like, I just want to go on holiday to see what it's like. And then I saw that they were doing auditions for their school. And I was like, this is an excuse. And so I like told my mum, I was like, it's an excuse to go. Me and my mum and one of my sisters came out, I auditioned. And then I was like, I'm going. Like, I'm going to New York. That's how I ended up out here. And I love
Wow.
it. Yeah.
That is amazing. And I always find it so interesting. Like, the education system in England is so different from in America. And so, were you like studying dance at school, or like, I always like think about it in Harry Potter world, like things, because I never thought that it was like, I just thought like the newts and the owls were like just Harry Potter things, and then I realized it's like A levels and like all of that. It's like it compares. So were you studying dance? Like, was that an option at the school you were at, or were you doing it all like on your own time?
So from like the age of to like 16, it was all on my own time. Actually, didn't really do much academic school. I kind of did that in the morning and then left early to go to dance. So like used to drive me 2 hours to get to dance every day. So because it was
Wow.
in Leeds, yeah, I used to go to school in Blackburn in Lancashire, and then which is near Manchester, and I was driving to Leeds for 2 hours every day. But then when I got into Elmhurst Battle, they offered A levels, and I chose arts and dance as my A levels. So I studied it then, and then I also was doing it all day every day. So
Yeah. That's so cool. That's like that's one of the positive things about, like, I feel like there's pros and cons to both of the like education systems that we have like in England and in America, and like for one, like it's kind of stressful. You guys have to kind of decide what you're doing with your whole life very young. But then it's also like if you really do know what you want to do, you can dedicate so much time to it, which is awesome. Whereas here it's like be free and figure it out along the way, and in college you don't even know what you're doing. So it's so interesting.
it's so different. I still don't understand the education here. I will never understand it.
It's also
Like
like
when you
we
say
don't have
second
any
grade and
like,
third grade, I'm like, how old are you? And I don't understand what you're saying.
yeah, no. And it's like nothing is like, you don't learn all the same things in the same age here. Like if you're in a different state, you might be learning something totally different than if you're in a different place, where I feel like you guys have like a more regulated education. So it's very
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, so you were just like, was it kind of like you just wanted to give it a shot? Had you thought about pursuing dance in the UK at all, or were you just like, nope, I'm going to New York?
See, I'd always wanted to pursue dance in the UK because there's a particular company in the UK that I absolutely love. And I would love to perform. I have performed with them actually in local
Which
Romeo and
company?
Juliet.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
Matthew
say.
Vaughn's. It's like my dream company.
Oh,
Um, with them in Romeo and Juliet was like really amazing. But I did that a year into joining Ailey. So I went home for that, and then I came straight back out here. So I haven't really been in the work scene in the UK, but I definitely feel like I fit in with the vibe and the style in New York. For like dance, I definitely feel like I prefer it out here.
yeah. Yeah, and something we talked about before we even went live is like, at least in my brain, I feel like if you can show that you've come to a different country and networked and figured things out, that's going to help you just with your mental state when you go anywhere else, because it takes a lot
Yeah.
to move literally across a massive ocean. And then plus you were here during the pandemic, right? You were like stuck here for so long without your family. So like if you can do that, you can seriously do anything. So that's got like confidence, and like how you walk into the room often has the biggest impact on how you get a job regardless of your talent, which you clearly have. But like if you can do that and you can survive a pandemic in New York City alone without your family, like you could do anything. Like you're ready to take on this industry.
I mean, yeah, doing that pandemic by yourself was not fun, but it happened.
Yeah.
What can you do about it?
Yeah. So I know that you mentioned that you got to participate in Fashion Week. What was that like? What kind of performances and crazy stuff did you get to do?
So the performance that I was included in, there was like 75 dance included in it, and it was for a fashion brand that it was their revival. It was their revival week comeback. I think it's been like 10 years since she'd done something. It's called Imitation of Christ. And there was like an outdoor section and there was an indoor section. And the indoor section had like all vintage clothes, and everyone did like improvisation, like around in a circle. And I was included in the outside group, which was more like cotton and sportswear. So it's like the vintage clothes, and it was more like sportswear. And it was kind of cool because we were outside and it was more intimate. So like people were like by us and like coming around us, which was really cool. And like it was New York Fashion Week, so I can say that
Yeah,
I
that's
performed at Fashion Week now.
incredible.
So
So cool. That is really
yeah.
cool. What are some of like your dream, like if you could do anything in the dance world, what is like your dream path that you would take?
Ooh. See, I really would love to be on Broadway. Like I would love it more than anything. Really, what I want to do, because I love acting as well, and I can hold a tune. So
I believe it. I
once
believe
I
it.
get myself into voice lessons, then I'm trying to get my way into Broadway. That's like the main goal, really, for me.
Yeah. Do you have any like favorite shows that you like absolutely love?
My favorite all-time show is Billy Elliot, and I'm so sad because it's anymore. But Billy Elliot's my all-time favorite. I think I've seen that with my mum like 10 times. But apart from that, I really want to be in Mean Girls.
Ooh, that's a good choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I love
fun.
Tina Fey.
Oh yeah,
I love
hilarious.
Tina Fey. Yeah.
Okay, this is what my bracelet looks like. It's like really great, really gonna fit me. It's like basically done already. How's yours
It's
going?
really exciting. Mine is the same.
Oh, but yours is like it's a little longer and it doesn't have this massive smiley face at the bottom. I think we're
I like
killing
the
it.
smiley face though.
Thank you. I think it's like, we need some joy right now. It's like it's just one thing after
You
another in
do.
this world. It's wild. Yeah. So, I'd love to get into our first game. Let me put away all my little beads. And this game is, let me get my little Would
Would
you
you rather?
rather? Ooh, I like the way you say it way better than the way I say it. So, anyone who is watching live, or if you're watching the replay, or if you're listening to the audio version of this, you can comment and let us know what you would pick. But let's see what we get. So, would you rather have the hiccups for 2 hours every day, or have a face for a bottom?
Have the hiccups.
Yeah, I think that's a smart choice.
Yeah. There's absolutely no way. Face as a butt. No.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, next one. Would you rather have your speech replaced with the singular word sausages, or never be able to leave your house?
Never be able to leave my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like being inside. I like being inside.
Honestly, same. Like, being in quarantine was like not that bad for me. I was like, great, I can take dance in my
Like,
living
I
room,
was
just stay home.
exactly. Like, I don't have to do anything. Like, I can just, I can do what I want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. Okay,
That
last
was a
one of
very
these.
easy one.
Last one of these. Ooh. Would you rather live alone on the moon, or have cauliflowers growing from your ears?
Ooh. Live alone on the moon.
I'm
Yeah.
sensing a pattern here. I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah. I definitely would
Amazing.
live alone on the moon. That would be so fun.
Amazing. Well, I would love to talk a little bit about your passions outside of dance too. I know that you said fashion is really something that you love, and I can definitely get that from your photographs. Like, your Instagram is gorgeous. Your sweater right now is like so funky and cool. How did you get into fashion?
Uh, I don't know. I always the idea of not having the same things as somebody else. I think I like to be the same as anyone else. I like
Yeah.
to look like everything be different. And then my sister really, because all my siblings are older than me. My sister's dressing in like really cool. She started going vintage shopping, and from a young age, I followed her, and
Mm.
she's dope. Like, her clothes are so cool. So I just like copied what she was doing really, and then now I feel like my style's a bit better than hers. So
Ooh.
I think we would beg to differ.
It's so funny because I always think about, did you have to wear a uniform growing up? Like, all through school?
Yeah,
Like, that's like most like, here it's like if you're at a private school, maybe you would have to wear a uniform. But in England, a lot of, like, even if you're in a public school, you wear a uniform.
yeah,
So I feel like
yeah,
all my friends from England, like, they end up having like the coolest fashion, and they like really have a sense of style when it's like finally they're able to just wear what they want to wear. It's like so many cool things come from that. Is that like something that you experience with like creativity, and like finally having clothes as a way to like express your creativity when you weren't at school?
yeah. Well, it's funny because I did have a uniform at my like okay, as you said, has a uniform. Mine was bright purple, and I did purple then. I absolutely hated it. But as I said, I left early every day. Um, I told the school that I wasn't able to change into my dance clothes when I got to dance, but I had to be in clothes at school. So I actually didn't wear a uniform for the last like 2 years of my school, and it was the thing ever. Because I came into school in like the tracksuits, like sweats. It was great.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I did not. I loved it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that is so cool. Okay, I really want to know about this show. I mean, as much as you're able to say, but this sounds really cool. What is this show about immigrants in America? How did you get involved? What's this story? I'm so intrigued.
Yeah, so I've actually like just got back from doing rehearsals. Um, I basically got that. I saw it online. I saw it on Playbill, I think. I signed up, went to it, and actually, when I walked into it, I said to my friend, I was like, let's leave right now because so many people turned up. I was like, there's no way that I'm getting this. I was like, there's absolutely no way. And I was like ready to go home. Like, I've always found out that when I do that, I always do better. Like, things that I'm not going to do well, I do better. But anyway, Yeah, and then it was like a 2-day audition process. And then there's like they offered it to me, and there's 5 women and 5 men in it. And it's written by Miguel Angelo. He is a songwriter, and he is from Venezuela, and he basically wrote the journey of getting a visa, getting a green card, like getting denied, getting approved, that it costs, um, the like race marks, like people telling you go back to your country, like all that kind of. So it's actually really interesting doing the show. It's like a dance theater hybrid show. It's like dance incorporated, like obviously telling the story. Like in one of the pieces, we are acting as the green card, and it's like we have to portray that in our dance. He's like singing while we're dancing, and he's also being included in the dance as well. So it's really fun. I started it a month ago, and we have another month of rehearsals, and then we have the show in DC, and then hopefully more shows in the Lincoln Center in November, and then hopefully a tour.
Wow. That is so cool. It's amazing that you're able to really use your real life experiences and then have that be something that makes you stand out and like work for you in this industry. That is so cool because I'm sure, I mean, obviously it's a bit probably easier coming from the UK to America because you speak the same language, but I'm sure there's been so many things that are just different and that you've had to deal with. How has that journey been for you besides dance, like outside of dance, just like living in a different country, coming here, seeing the different food? I know when I lived in England, I was surprised that like the food went bad so fast because it was like not full of preservatives, and like I was like, what do you mean these grapes won't last a month? It only lasts a week. Like, so I'm sure like what has that journey been like outside of dance?
I was okay moving away from my family and friends, but that's only because I moved away at 16 when I moved to the ballet school. Because like I was kind of used to it. Obviously, I miss them like every day because I haven't seen them in 2 years. So, because of the pandemic. But yeah, I okay with adapting to it at first. I definitely was homesick for a while, but now I'm definitely used to it because I feel like this is almost like my home now. Like obviously Manchester will always be my home, but like I feel very full here now. But the thing that most shocked me is portion sizes, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I remember like when I came on holiday for the first time, my mum and my sister for the audition, we were like in like these plates. It's like we don't need to order all this. The portions are so big that it's like it's ridiculous.
You can just share it. Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm used to it now. I can still finish like a whole plate. The portions when I go back home will feel really tiny.
You're a true American now. Just kidding, just kidding.
No, no, I don't mind.
What other?
I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah, exactly. What are some of your other passions outside of dance?
Well, as you said, my main passion is fashion. That rhymed. But yes, because I can wear whatever the hell I want and nobody thinks anything about it. Yeah, I that. Like my mate, like, cause that is like a very strong. Because I've always said if I don't dance, I would go fashion industry. So that is a huge passion. But I like to do creative things. Like I like to make the jewelry, jigsaws, like puzzles. I actually have a cook.
You have a what?
Coloring book.
Oh, a coloring book. My
is.
headphones are broken. So cool. No, I love that. I love that. Like, I don't know if it's the same for you, but for like just doing crafts and doing things, for me, it's so relaxing. And like, I can't just sit and like watch TV or like sit. Like, I feel like I want to be doing stuff and like doing things with my hands. And there's like, it's still kind of movement when you're like making something, like you're threading the beads on, like, I don't know, like it's
Yeah.
kind of like a dance when crafting, which maybe is a silly way to think about it, but I don't know if that's something you experience. Like, I just love doing different crafts, and like I think it's so relaxing to like stay creative and then also just like play in a different way and open up your creativity, because I feel like when you're being creative in many different ways, it can help your dancing, because you're like, oh, like, you know, you could make a dance, like we could make a dance with like the motion of these beads, and it might be something that like we would have never thought of if we hadn't opened our time and our day to different creative passions. So that's why I'm a big proponent of not just like blinders on dance, but
Yeah. It's definitely, like, at home from dance, like, I don't really think about it. Obviously, I love dance because it's what I want to do. Like, when I get home, like that, home time, I'll do what I want to do at home. And whatever work is, that stays outside.
Yeah, because I feel like having that separation makes it even more sacred when you're doing it and when you're in the space. It makes it more special. Yeah, just like too much of a good thing. It's like you don't want to eat 7 pizzas, like then it won't be that good because you feel sick. So I feel like dance is the same, at least for me. Some people probably have different ideas.
No, I like it. Yeah, no, I agree with exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, well, it's time for our second game. Let me get my little... It's question time. So, these questions are... some of them are a little deep. Some of them are funny. A lot of them from a website called Questions to Ask Your Dad. They had great questions, so shout out to them. But I'm going to randomly pick, and you can always veto if it's something that's like a little too personal or whatever, but open book. Okay, good. Okay, let's see. Maybe we'll get some really crazy ones. There's not really any crazy ones. Okay, let's see.
The crazier the better.
Okay, that's good to know. Maybe we'll have to make them a little crazier. Let's see.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so you can pick a color. Here we go.
Orange.
All right. Ooh, okay. If you had to delete all but 3 apps from your smartphone, which ones would you keep?
The app.
Which one?
If it's any app, okay. Let me.
Yeah,
think.
you can only keep 3.
Twitter.
Uh-huh.
Because it's hilarious and it's the best social media. Text message. No, actually WhatsApp, because I contact my family and everyone on that usually. My mail.
That's practical. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are good. Yeah, those, I feel like you'd have like fun, practical. It's a good mix.
Yeah, like I don't really use many apps anyway. Like, I don't really use my phone that. So like the apps that I do use are those 3. So.
Yeah. Smart. Okay, next question. Ooh, this is potentially controversial. Toilet paper over or under?
Oh, under.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is controversial. I would say over.
Really? No,
I wonder if that's
under.
a difference between... We need to know if you're from the UK, is that under, or is it American versus UK, or is it just our opinions? Let us know, people.
Maybe it is American versus UK, but I talk about this every time. I'm like, I don't know. It's like making sure underneath.
Yeah. If you see it,
That's
like, in your apartment and it's the other way, will you take it off and change it?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God, amazing. That is really controversial. Okay, I need to do like a poll now to know.
Yeah, I think that's like a pet now. I didn't realize, but I think I've now realized that that is now a pet peeve of mine.
Wow, okay, revealing things.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
next question.
Blue.
What is one thing you regret having done or not done in life? So maybe you could do both. One thing that you regret that you did, and one thing that you regret you didn't do.
Oh,
That's hard. That's a deep one.
it's a
A little
really
different
hard
than
question.
toilet paper.
That is a really deep question. What would what have I regret that I've done? Uh, that's a really hard. I guess I'll just say I regret those times when I've gone a little bit too hard, and then I've regretted it the next day. That's happened a little bit too often. So maybe that. But you turn 18 in the UK.
Yep.
Obviously it's 21 here in the
Yeah.
UK, 18. So yeah, probably that. Because I say that you shouldn't really have regrets. So I'd say if I had a regret, it'd be those times the next day when I feel.
Yeah, because you don't
Um,
feel physically good after that.
yeah. Um, do I regret? I feel like I have a lot of time to do
Yeah, I mean,
what I
you've
want
moved
to do.
across the country. That's like, you've really taken that big leap. That's something.
Actually, I know one. I regret never doing gymnastics younger because now I see and dance. I'm bendy, but I can't do walkovers, aerials, none of that. And
Yes.
I wish doing anything that I could. So I regret
Yes.
not doing gymnastics as a
But
kid.
you know you can do it because that's actually one of my goals for 2022 because I never learned how to do an aerial or a kip up and I really want to learn. So I need to go to like an adult gymnastics class. So
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
let
go
you
with
know when
you
I'll
for
go
sure.
because I'm down to learn because I
No,
want to do
I
gymnastics too.
yeah, I'm scared
Yeah, no, for
of
sure.
injury.
Yeah.
But everyone always tells me that because I have an extreme back, it's actually quite strange how bendy my back can,
Ooh.
bend. So people are always like, "You must have been gymnastics." I'm like, "No, I really wish that I did though." So
Ooh.
yeah,
Okay,
if
well we
you
could
ever go
change
to the
that.
class, let me know.
I will. Okay. Last one of these. What do you value most in your friends?
Most of my friends. Ooh. Um, I like loyal friends, like honest, that they will tell you, because I'm like that. Tell my friends like honestly, like they'll be like, "Do I look good?" I'll be, no, you don't. But it's only because I want the best for you, Like
Yeah.
you're going outside looking great. I'm gonna tell you if you don't. I feel like the people that I hang around with, they will tell me straight. They will, no,
Yeah.
like, and if I come to them with something, they won't like tiptoe around it. They will tell me as it is, and not listen sometimes.
Yeah. I love that.
But
It's
tell
important.
me
As long
what
as you're
else you
kind
tell
about
me.
it, you're not just like you're trash. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm like, I love you, but like, don't wear that, you know. That's not for you. No, I'm making it sound like a lot worse than I am, but when you know me, I'm very psychic. So it's like
No, I
it's
think that's
all
a great
it's all
quality.
yeah, it's all in love.
Yeah. No, 100%. Well,
Yeah.
the last question that I ask everyone who comes on the show is what brings out your most creative self?
My most creative self. I would say sounds really strange, but color brings out my most
Ooh.
self.
That's a new
That
one. Wait, tell me more about this because that is a really cool answer.
I just feel like I just gravitated towards. I feel like you could do anything with color. Like you could do smooth. I don't know, as like a color, or like
Mm-hmm.
I can create outfits around a color, or like everything I do is very bright. So I feel
Mm.
I like to bring that into stuff. Like most things that I will be very over the top, bright and colorful. So
If you're watching
I
dance, do you
yeah.
see color in movement? Like maybe not even like costume design. Like if you're dancing, would you see like that move is like so red, or like do you see it that
Yeah.
way? That is so cool. That is
Like
so fascinating.
I think it, and one word that people usually describe me with, colorful, and that is definitely like I yeah, that's my answer. Color.
Wow, I love that. Oh my gosh, that's like
Yeah.
I think that's the coolest response to that question I've gotten in all the episodes. So I'm gonna give you another round of
What can I
applause
say?
because
Oh, thank you.
yeah, so good.
Thank you.
Amazing. Well, where can people find you? How can they get in touch? How can they keep up with your journey and see everything that you're up to?
So I am getting better at this. I'm trying to post more dance on my Instagram. So my Orla_Baxendale is usually where I post most of my dance things. And then if you want to see things, come over to my Twitter. Yeah, my handle is for the real fans.
Ooh,
Um,
I love that. We'll
yeah,
definitely have to put that in the show notes.
yeah. My Instagram is the main place to check out like my dance things. Like I'll usually post on my story or like videos and stuff. So yeah.
So cool. Well, if you would like to follow my dance journey, you can find me at Haley Grove on Instagram, but definitely check out the Instagram for this show, Dear Dance Pod, and definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel and the podcast, Dear Dance. The YouTube channel is essentially Haley, and trying to get to 1,000 subscribers eventually. So definitely check it out. But yeah, definitely keep in touch. I'm so glad that Brian got us in connected, and I just love everything you're doing. And it's so awesome to see someone pursuing their dreams and coming across the ocean to really like do it. So I think that that's super inspiring, and we'll have to have a craft night and an adult gymnastics day for sure very soon.
Yes, we will.
It's
Message
gonna
it and we
happen.
will
It's
do
gonna
it.
happen.
It will. We'll do it.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here, and have a great
Lovely to
night.
chat. You
Bye,
too. Lovely
everyone.
to see.